Welcome in, everybody, to another MLS Monday by Scarves and Spikes. I have not gotten over that banger of a song. Like, we only get to hear it once a week, and it is just, it's so good. I could listen to it on
Glad you like it.
I love it, man. It gets me in the mood, man.
It really does. It hits for sure. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. We have wrapped up week 4 in Major League Soccer. It is, I would say it's flying by, but it does feel like there has been so much stuff that's happened in this early part of the season that we have had no lack of things to talk about. And we've got plenty to talk about in this episode. We have obviously week 4, we have Champions Cup kind of last week and then coming into this week. There's also this other tournament that's happening called the Open Cup, which isn't MLS right now, but it is happening. So yeah, I mean, we've got tons to talk about, but Tyler here, Sydney here, and Henry here. How are y'all doing?
Doing well. Henry, how are you?
Cold and miserable because today in Georgia just decided to look. We had nice weather over the past few days, right? Last week, I remember it was nice. There was warmth, and now there was like little bits of ice falling from the sky. Like, what are we doing, guys?
Last night it was nice outside.
It was.
What are we doing?
It was beautiful.
It's crazy, but
I know
that is the way of Georgia weather. You have literally 65 degrees and storming, and then snow in one day.
My sister was on a cruise to the Bahamas, a brief cruise to the Bahamas. So
lucky.
Her port of entry was in Florida, I think in West Palm Beach. She can't get home back to Buffalo until Wednesday because of all the weather going on, flight cancellations, delays, etc. And then on top of that, you had TSA. It's just a catastrophe. So, very bad.
Really, really rough time to be traveling. You just stayed on the boat, went back on the next cruise.
I know.
Kept it rolling.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start off this episode with a little bit. I'm not going to say gossip because it's not gossip. It's drama, right? But there was a press release released by Major League Soccer today that is a statement on one Ernst Tanner. And we have not dove into Ernst Tanner. I think we might have touched on it at the end of the season last year when kind of this like reinvestigation popped up. But MLS, they've kind of released some more info. Said, following the completion of an investigation conducted by a law firm, Major League Soccer has suspended Philadelphia Union sporting director Ernst Tanner without pay through June 1st of this year. They reopened this back in November 19th, 2025. Based on new information obtained during outside counsel's independent review, the investigation substantiated, which means they found an agreement with, violations of MLS policies and standards of professional conduct required of league and club leadership. Prior to his reinstatement, Tanner must successfully complete a league-approved restorative practices program. Sydney, would you like to mention what the allegations were on Mr. Ernst Tanner?
It's a lot. It
is a lot.
Yeah, credit to Pablo Maurer for blowing the cover off of this. And on November 18th was when the original reports came out of all this stuff happening. MLS opened their investigation on November 19th. The next day, so an admin leave, like the press release said, and now he's suspended through January 1st or June 1st, I should say. So I feel like if you Google Ernst Tanner, The Guardian, you should be able to find just pretty much everything. Just homophobia, just racist comments, sexist comments, the whole 9 yards. And that's why Ernst Tanner is suspended through June 1st. I mean, come on. What are we doing? What are you doing here?
I mean, I remember when I remember when I read Pablo's article and it was like, okay, how much could it have been? And then the thing just kept going and going, and I'm like, oh my gosh, dude! Like, I don't know, man. This feels like a slap on the wrist or something that is just completely unacceptable.
Yeah,
I'm holding out hope, not because I want to see somebody absolutely dragged through the mud, though some things you might deserve to get dragged through the mud, and this is one of those. but I'm trying to take the high road and not just dog somebody. But yes, it is absolutely a slap on the wrist. That being said, this does leave open the opportunity for more, right? Because like this is he could be reinstated, but I don't think this is locking it down as the only punishment. Now, if it is, that's pretty crappy. Because if you go back and you look like Sydney said, go read the article from Pablo. I mean, some of the stuff he said is just blatant garbage, blatant racism, blatant sexism, homophobic. I mean, just the whole 9 yards. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
So, it's more tied into the team itself, right? Like this is the drama side of things. This is like the TMZ type stuff. Not on the field. But then you look at how Philly is playing on the field and what they did in the offseason, which was blow up their entire roster after winning the Supporter Shield. They have no guidance up there. And really it's just the club is right now operating as a shell of its former self. And this is just a big stain on a Philadelphia Union team that has a lot of pride, whether other fans like it or not. They do have a lot of pride. And so yeah, I hope that there's a little more to this in terms of repercussions. We'll see, but at the end of the day, that is where we're at now. So Philly,
happier news.
Yeah. Philly on the field. I feel like we actually get a touch on Atlanta United for this one, only for a second. Philly lost again to Atlanta. Atlanta getting kind of right. Got their 3 goals, gave up 1. Philly was allowed by Atlanta to score their first open goal of the season, open play goal. So, but no, overall, just a really, 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 really rough go for Philly here in the beginning of 2026. So, moving on from that, and yes, like you said, happier news. We have 5 unbeaten teams left in Major League Soccer in 2026. They are Vancouver, LAFC, San Diego, New York City, and Nashville, with Vancouver and LAFC having won all 4 of their games.
San Diego giving back a 3-1 lead against FC Dallas, by the way. Petar Musa getting a hat trick. So San Diego
player of the match day.
Yeah. So San Diego being candid, their first non-winning result of 2026 over the weekend.
Henry, who's the biggest surprise for you on that list? Or are there any, really? There is. I think for me, there's one, but go ahead. And it's not much of a surprise, but
yeah, I mean, look, if you look at this list, they're all teams that are very, very strong at the tail end of last season that went far in the playoffs, or in the case of Nashville, that we kind of expected given the offseason that they had, that they were going to be battling. So really the only surprise for me in that list is probably NYCFC, just because I probably expected the loss of Alonso Martinez to hit them a little harder than it has. But no, dude, Nico Fernandez Mercado has, Pascal Jansson's playing him as a 9, which isn't even his natural position, and he has played it perfectly. He's got 4 goals in as many games. He's tied second for the Golden Boot race so far, and he really uses his best traits, which are his speed, his ability. It allows him to just show his full range of what he has, of his talent. And he's doing it very, very well. He's got an excellent supporting cast with Hannes Wolf and Agustin Ojeda on the wings, and Maxi Morales finding the fountain of youth and just balling like it's
5 for 3. Maxi Morales
balling like it's 10 years ago, dude, because he's still got it. And so, dude, this NYCFC team, it seems legit. And yeah, I think it was a surprise given the loss of Martinez, but they're on the track, man.
I mean, that's mine. NYCFC, it has to be, right? Like Fernandez Mercado, who you just mentioned, Hannes Wolf, Keaton Parks, we'll throw him in there too, and throw in Matt Freese, one of the top goalkeepers in MLS. I feel like what more needs to be said, Henry, to add on to what you said. Vancouver, we always thought they're going to do well. LAFC, same thing. San Diego, questions about, hey, could they sustain it for the sophomore season. So far they have. And then Nashville, the additions that they made, namely Espinoza, to that attack. I pretty much means NYCFC, certainly. Like, again, Henry, you said it all. What about you, Tyler? What's yours?
Yeah, it has to be New York City. I think because they were the biggest kind of unknown over the offseason. I mean, Nashville, they go out and they decide that they're going to actually pay attention to, free agents and what other teams are failing to do. And they make a phenomenal signing that actually ends up being the reason that they came out successful this weekend as well. But no, I mean, Vancouver and LA, we had to chalk them up, and we did. We've so far been pretty accurate on those guesses, and I think most everybody had them up there. San Diego, the only thing you could say with them is, were they going to have that sophomore slump? So far, no, which is better than I think a handful of the other expansion teams that have come in over the past few years. So yeah, it was New York for me. I'll go back a couple of weeks ago, and just the way that they've been playing has been very, very fun to watch, and they've been effective for all the reasons that y'all just mentioned. But you've just got guys that are playing like enjoyable football, and part of that is going to come down to you having a guy like Maxi Morales, who not just that he's found the fountain of youth, but that he is, I think, somehow getting his message across as a true veteran to this team. And they're all operating on the same page. They look good. So, and then Nashville, I just feel like they're playing the type of soccer that fans of Nashville and people that live in Nashville want their team to play. It's just like straight up biscuit fed, cornbread fed.
I don't think I've ever heard soccer.
Yeah, me neither.
You have not.
Yep, no.
And Nashville fans know what I'm talking about. No, I think it's been I think it's been a fun time under BJ Callahan after he came in, a while back, but then he had a little bit of adjustments and a little bit of pieces, and everybody's question was always going to be like, can he put his identity on this team? And I think the answer is a resounding yes. So all 5 of these teams deserve to be where they're at for sure.
Here's the thing about LAFC, guys, just real quick. Not only are they 4-0-0, they have not allowed a goal this season. And yet LAFC fans are still upset because Son has not scored. They're still concerned about that.
I'm upset. He's on my fantasy team. He hasn't done anything. Sorry, ran over.
I guess champagne problems, right? That one of your 2 top players isn't scoring and you're still winning football games, and you haven't let in any goals either. So I guess you can't be too upset.
Yeah, Mathieu Chouanier going off this weekend with his brace against St. Louis. Last week you had Stephen Eustachio stepping up. He's been a phenomenal signing for them. Ryan Porteous is probably a shoe-in for Defender of the Year. He's really, really good. He's really, really good. And yeah, I mean, it's just a team that is built to compete from the top down. They've got some of the best players in the league in their positions. And we're not even mentioning, again, Son Heung-min hasn't appeared. Denny Bouanga has barely appeared this season. And when your team can get results and keep clean sheets through 4 games like this, it's the mark of a very well-constructed roster and one that is ready to challenge for silverware this season.
Do you think they beat, and I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but of course in Champions League, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So I guess, how do you balance that with Champions League, needing to win that, need to get far in that tournament, guys?
I think Champions League is the priority always, man. Because that's the big one, right? That's the golden goose or whatever you want to call it. Everyone wants to get Champions Cup. So for me, that has to be the priority no matter what.
Yeah. Champions Cup is the reason that you do everything you do in MLS / Open Cup / Leagues Cup, whatever, to get into it in the first. Like, any team that really does strive for success year in and year out, Champions Cup's the goal. Always. It should be. Obviously you make it through the gauntlet that is Champions Cup, and then you get to go play against the best teams in the world. And that's massive. So yeah, I mean, you have to make that the priority, bar none, especially because, it's early in the season. That's the difference between here and overseas. Like, you have the opportunity to turn things around. And especially this year when the season's kind of prolonged a little bit, you're going to have an entire World Cup break where if you do have some issues, hopefully they can heal up, fix whatever in that World Cup break. So if you're not taking that seriously, this year especially, then I don't know what you're doing. Now, this will be the last year that they have that benefit of the schedule working in their favor, but still, you always have to take that. That's the reason you do everything else that you do.
I'll get slightly ahead of ourselves, guys, but not too much. I was impressed with how Vancouver came out against Minnesota United 6-0 over Minnesota, coming off that 3-0 loss at BC Place to the Seattle Sounders midweek in that first leg of the Champions Cup round of 16. Again, we'll talk about CCC a little bit later on, but what impressed me about that the most, guys, was the fact that Thomas Mueller was a substitute late on in the match. When he came on, I think it was 6-0, right? It's like, why is Thomas Mueller playing in this match right now? It's just
he's probably begging to, because that's Thomas Mueller.
Yeah. But I mean, 6-0 though. Like, what if he gets hurt? What if something happens, like you lose him for a long period of time? So it's a little bit of questions surrounding that. Well, Jesper Sorensen made that decision, but what a response. What a response. And then San Diego again, up 3-1, but Petar Musa scores a hat trick, and they ended up drawing 3-3. So they're no longer, again, without a non-winning result in MLS. 5 great teams, guys. Who will blink first, I think, is the big question out of those 5. Tremendous players, tremendous coaching jobs done by all of them.
By the way,
who will blink first?
I just wanted to throw out there, fun little fact, that just a shout out to Hani Mukhtar and Christian Espinoza, who combined for the 25,000th goal in MLS history. Huge, just kind of milestone moment, a little factoid for all you nerds out there.
What a
that
goal
was scored,
it was,
and it was a game-winning goal for Nashville to continue a really, really good start to the season. So there you go. That's your little historic moment.
Give you another fun little factoid.
What?
Do you know who scored the 20,000th goal?
Oh, I know this.
Andrew Gutman.
There you go.
That's right. Gutman.
I saw this list during the weekend.
Right. Yep. I remember sitting in the press box the moment that goal went in, and I was like, I had no idea at first, but I was just like, because it was one of those games, I think, where it was like everybody's jonesing for something to happen. And then Andrew Gutman just does it. And then I think Johannes was the first one to be like, that was the 20,000th MLS goal. Like, wow.
Johannes is always on top of those stats. Shout out to Johannes. We love Johannes here.
The fact that was 2022, though. And I guess in my head, man, like 5,000 goals, that's a lot.
A lot of goals in 4 years.
That's a lot of, for real. That's crazy. So,
quickly on that Nashville goal, sorry. What about the move that Espinoza put on Rudy Camacho? Oh my gosh.
We're tired. Rudy's got to go, dude. It's over. Dude. Let's just end it.
You got to retire.
Wow.
Time to go play pickleball or something.
Yeah.
That was all I kept seeing. I mean, you have the tweets going up like, stop, he's got a family. Like, it was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Pretty rough. And that's why I say, you should pay attention to paperwork and signing contracts. It's amazing what that'll do.
What a shakeup for anyway. That was a terrible joke. Sorry.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad you stopped yourself.
Don't let him hit on you like that.
Don't let me get going, dude. I won't stop.
So Minnesota was an absolute mollywop. I'm gonna jump off a little bit here since we kind of jumped out of order, and we'll talk about the other one that was on Sunday, which was another mollywhopping. That's the word I feel like I've been having to throw around a lot over the past 24 hours. Where did my stuff just go? Oh my goodness, I'm falling apart here.
So we had two 6-goal games.
It was the New England Cincy one, and I feel like there is a lot here to unpack because Cincy, we have been talking about being such a defensive team, and the New England comes in and just dunks on them. And then Cincy's, I don't want to say all their fans are like having a meltdown, which to be fair, I probably would too, considering how rough of a go they're having it so far. But you've got, and I'm sure we'll talk about Kevin Dinky here in a minute, but you've got Evander posting things on social media and just a whole lot of off kind of the pitch drama as well. Just a weird day for Cincinnati, but a good day for New England.
Yeah. What's the last time? Sorry, Henry.
No, sorry. I just wanted to mention, I think there's context to the Cincinnati loss. Granted, not enough to justify having 6 goals scored on you.
Yeah.
But they did rotate because they are in Concacaf Champions Cup. They are leading the series against Tigres 3-0. So they're obviously focusing on that, rotating. Evander started, but he's been coming back from an injury that he had in the first game against Atlanta. Yeah. But Kevin Denke didn't start. I'm blanking on the name now. Ender Echenike didn't start. They started a 17-year-old on the back line. And again, these are not things that justify you conceding 6 goals in a game, but they do give a little bit of context as to why the game probably didn't go the way that they were expecting. And also the fact that Evander just really didn't do much of anything in this game. Come on, Henry, you can pronounce this. Gerardo Valenzuela, don't get your Hispanic card revoked, scored Cincinnati's only goal in the 19th minute. They were leading the game, and then it all went to crap. He gets a red card in the 69th minute. Nice. And yeah, it just all kind of goes down from there. New England with an impressive attacking display, obviously. It's just for Cincinnati, this is worrisome, guys. I'm gonna be real.
When's the last time in the Pat Noonan / Chris Albright era has Cincinnati conceded 6 goals? Because I know New England, that's their first 6-goal output in like 20 years, I think I read. But Ceballos scoring twice, Turderman, Yusuf, Griffin Yao, and then Peyton Miller keeping the goal, scoring in the 89th minute for New England. But this is, again, you mentioned, Henry, a lot of pieces missing for Pat Noonan's team, and a lot of grumbling around the Queen City about the state of Cincinnati. I'll kind of throw this out there too. I remember my conversation with Laurel Failer, who covers FC Cincinnati up there, and she was talking about one of the things that Cincinnati fans, I'll hit on this quickly because I don't want to hold this too long here. One of the things that Cincinnati fans have been a little bit frustrated about is the attack has just not been quite as lethal as they would like to see. And through 4 matches so far, that's been the case. Just 3 goals in those 4 matches. So certainly seeing that come to life. Yes, their defense has been good, but they haven't been able to put teams to the sword. And I feel like that's one of their biggest problems, Tyler.
Yeah. And I was just kind of doing some research in the background because I was curious. The only other time they've ever given up 6 goals was, in fact, 2019 when they set the record for the amount of goals conceded, and they lost to Minnesota United 7-1.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was interestingly also around the time that Minnesota was, well, a little bit later, a couple of months later, preparing for their Open Cup run that culminated in the match against Atlanta United. So, yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. Right now, since he's not playing like a complete team, and that is worrisome, right? It's one thing to look at a team that struggled last year and like they're just piggybacking off of that and continuing to struggle. But this year, I mean, they've fallen a lot over this offseason. And it does feel like it's just a matter of them like getting something right. But how many times have we said that about teams where they're like, it's just one tweak and they just can't do it. They can't figure it out. So I don't think it's like full on panic time for Cincy yet. I mean, they're in the Champions Cup, which we just got done saying is the most important thing. So you have a run in that's going to save a lot of bacon for sure. but this is like uncharacteristic for Cincy. They've got to get this figured out. So it's a struggle, but they also have a lot of stuff going on off field.
Yeah.
And Sydney, you I think you read it, Henry. I think you were able to read it. I've not been able to dive in yet, but you'll tell us about Kevin Denke.
Yeah, wrecking his Lamborghini overnight. I think in the Cincinnati area. No injuries, fortunately, but his vehicle was totaled and no alcohol involved or anything like that. It just sounded like he hydroplaned and crashed his vehicle. He's safe, fortunately, so that's the most important thing. Again, his vehicle's total. It's could have been a lot worse, but yeah, good to hear that Denke is okay and there's no injuries for him. And what could have been a much more difficult situation. So, yeah, that's the situation with Denke, and yeah, glad he's safe. Glad he's in good shape.
Yeah,
Henry, got anything?
Obviously, no. I mean, it's an unfortunate, accident, but the good news is, again, no one was hurt. That's what you want to hear, right? So, yeah, just kind of getting back to the soccer of it. For me personally, Cincinnati, ever since the beginning of the playoffs last season, I think is when it was clear that something was up with this Cincinnati team, because they, even in the playoffs, they were not chugging. And they looked good throughout most of last season. But keep in mind, most of the time last season, they were eking out these like 1-goal wins. And it was like, okay, you're barely cutting it. Like you're gonna reference the site here, but the X luck, like you had your X luck there, like how it was getting you those wins, but now that's not happening anymore because you're not able to get these 1-goal wins, or they're not going your way, and so you've got what you have at the start of the season, which is just not the results that you need, and that's going to continue if you can't find a way to get this attack to kind of come together and to spark to life. And a lot of that has to do with Evander, because I feel like Evander, his level has dropped considerably from last season. And again, he's coming back from injury. Maybe he just needs a little bit more time under his belt. But if Cincinnati is going to compete in this Eastern Conference, that is very, very tough. They don't have the luxury of waiting too long for Evander to get into rhythm again.
I'll just add this super quickly, Tyler. Sorry, but before the loss to New England, which was, of course, their third straight loss, they had scored, or that was their first goal since Atlanta, the win against Atlanta. They had been shut out in back-to-back matches against Minnesota and Toronto. So speaks to what Henry is stating, certainly.
Yeah. I had a point. Was about to jump on it. Don't remember what it was. It's all
good thing going for them, though, is that they are leading the series against Tigres in Concacaf Champions Cup 3-0.
You got something going for you.
Yeah, and look, it's never going to be easy when you have to go to Mexico and play there, but you got a 3-goal lead. If you let that slip, like I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, I don't care that it's Mexico. I don't care. You got to put on your big boy pants and go and handle business. Like you did it right when it. I think, admittedly, it was harder, and I don't care that you're having the inverse. You need to go and show your fans that you can do the job, because as of right now in Major League Soccer, you're looking rough.
Yeah,
but you've done it against one of the perennial tougher teams in Liga MX. So just like hang your hat on that and then figure out what worked, Pat Noonan. And I get the rotation, but figure out what worked and keep it rolling. I don't know. It's just very uncharacteristic, but I do agree with you. Oh, that was the point I was going to make. Yeah. Last year we did the watch along in the playoffs and watched Evander just lay an egg when they got knocked out. And it was one of those matches where it was like, dude, where is he? What is he doing? And it does. It kind of feels like a lot of that has transitioned into 2026. Just not enough to really kickstart this team so far.
Yeah.
All right. So we have that, and Henry, I'm just going to throw it out there. Do you want to talk about James Rodriguez? I know we talked about Vancouver already and all that, and really, well, there's not much to go on. But as a Colombian, I wanted you to have that moment.
He made his debut.
It wasn't what you expected.
Well, welcome to Major League Soccer, James. Yeah, so he didn't start the game. He came in at around, what minute was it that he came? I don't even know.
64th.
Like the 64th minute. By that time, Minnesota's already losing like 5-0. It was bad. Vancouver was just all over them. They dominated from the start, just got going early and never let go of the brakes. Brian White had a phenomenal game. Seb Berhalter with a goal and 2 assists. I mean, it was a statement win for Vancouver. I got to say, they played Minnesota off the pitch, and James comes on kind of to, I guess, give him playing time and give the crowd at BC Place a reason to take their cell phones out or something. I don't know. It's not like they have a global star in their team. Oh, wait, they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, James comes on for a few minutes and he doesn't really do a whole lot, admittedly. Had a couple of set piece deliveries, had a couple of decent balls. And I was interested because it looked like, despite James being on the field, they were giving set piece priority to Joaquin Pereira. And I'm like, I don't know that you have James Rodriguez on the field and not give him the set pieces.
Yeah.
Especially a free kick. They had a really good free kick opportunity that they just didn't give the James. And I mean, me as a Colombian, I'm always going to be biased towards him, but he has the ability. He's proven that he can take those really, really well. And so I was a little surprised that he didn't take those, but yeah, I mean, he had his first few minutes. I wasn't expecting it to be perfect, especially I wasn't expecting him to fix a 5-0 loss.
Right. Not even Messi could do that.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully he starts next weekend. Hopefully, the team kind of gels a little bit with him. I think the adjustment process with him is going to be a little bit different though, because he's not. How do I explain this without drawing the ire of like every Colombian in a 50,000 mile radius? There's a reason he's jumped from club to club, and we said this when he signed, right? Why did he sign such a short contract with Minnesota? It's because he wants to get to the World Cup.
Yeah. And
the way you get to the World Cup, even if you're James, is you got to be playing. You gotta have rhythm.
Yeah.
And so that's what this is really for. He's not at Minnesota for a long-term project. He might not even re-sign after the World Cup. He might be done with soccer after the World Cup, for all we know. His priority is the national team. And that's why when there came the news like a week ago or 2 weeks ago that he had suffered a contusion, it was like, oh boy, like they're not going to risk him. He's not going to want to play if he doesn't feel 100%.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to miss this World Cup. It's his last chance. And so he's going to be very extra careful with his body. He's going to be very extra delicate. And I don't personally, on the field with Minnesota, I don't think he's going to give you 100%. I'm not saying anything bad about James here. It's just, right. I think he's trying to protect himself a bit. And I think to an extent, you'll see that with some of these other players, like maybe Messi. Messi doesn't have to play 100% is the funny thing to be good. But if he is not feeling 100%, you might not see him play. You might see him not perform to the level that we're used to. It's because this is a big World Cup for him, right? Same thing with James, and for James, it's even in another degree. So yeah, I don't know what we can expect from him. I hope he starts this upcoming weekend, and I hope it's just a better go than what we saw.
I'll throw out two things real quick. Next week would be a perfect time to start because they're home against Seattle. So what better time to start them than that at their home field, up their Allianz Field. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's one thing. But I want to look at it, guys, from a different angle. You look at the matches that Minnesota has played. They drew Austin 2-2, beat Cincinnati just by 1-0, lost to Nashville 3-0, and then now it's lost to Vancouver 6-0. So that's 11 goals he's conceded in the 4 matches. Maybe some alarm bells going on about that Minnesota defense, guys, if I'm being honest. James, if you get him playing, it's kind of the least of your worries. You got to get that defense fixed and fast, because I'm looking at the goal scoring, or I'm sorry, the goals conceded so far this year. Only Portland and Orlando, or I'm sorry, only Orlando have conceded more with 12, Portland with 11. So I feel like it's another situation you need to talk about, not just implementing James, not just getting him worked into the team, but getting that defense fixed, because this could be a very difficult season, of course, and you have a goalkeeping change, right? You have the change in goaltenders. Dane St. Clair no longer with the team. So you got to deal with that. Can this team overcome its early defensive deficiencies? Can they get James work to the team? Can they get their players like Bangi Longwane, etc., hitting on all levels? Can this team be the team that Cameron Knowles wants them to be in his first season?
Yeah, I think they're still going to be in my worry. I think they're going to be an incomplete team for a minute, and I worry for all the points that Henry made. You've got all the attention on one guy, and if it doesn't work, then you're leaving a huge hole after the World Cup. And I get concerned. Now, I don't blame the idea, but it's a risk. It is absolutely roll of the dice. So we shall see. I think the jury is definitely still out.
Yeah.
All right. So one other one I definitely want to jump to, because there's a little bit of a story here, I guess.
Okay.
Miami blanked against Charlotte, and also blanked Charlotte 0-0 this week. But they also went 0-0 in Champions Cup against Nashville. Now, Messi played against Nashville. Messi did not travel to Charlotte.
Yeah.
So we know that this team can absolutely be totally fine without Messi. They've done it a few times when Messi's been out for whatever reason he decided to have at any given time. But was Charlotte the team that you really feel like guys like Luis Suarez and some of these other players that have had such good seasons already and the end of last season, like, is that the team that you really thought was going to blank Miami?
Right. Probably not.
And that's not even we haven't even got to the whole like drama about Messi not going to Charlotte in the first place, and fans losing their minds because this seems to happen once a year. And we got class action lawsuits going on up in Vancouver. Now everybody's like hating on Miami over in Charlotte, and there's all kinds of fake news coming out. That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
As far as the on the pitch stuff, what's up with Miami?
I don't know. Henry, what do you got? Do you know? They're getting old. That's what's happening to them.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, at least in this game, they really rotated. You did not have Dane St. Clair in goal. You had Rocco Rios Novo, Atlanta United legend. There you go.
Blanco. Come on, man.
Blanco, baby. Yeah, you just had a lot of rotation. Rodrigo De Paul and Lionel Messi did not travel. Obviously, they did not play. Herman Berterame did not start. He was on the bench, and I think he came on for a few minutes at the end. But yeah, it was a very rotated team against a Charlotte team that's been kind of mid to start the season. Really, they haven't impressed. They haven't looked like the team that had a very, very good 2025 season. In that, they had a few stretches there last season where they were just winning games, and it was like, okay, these guys might be legit. They're not doing that anymore. And yeah, I mean, I expected, frankly, more from Charlotte. As for Miami in Champions Cup, I mean, they're going against Nashville. This is a very good clash of two teams that have got it together, have very, very solid teams. I'm surprised though that there were no goals in that first game, because these are two high-powered offenses. But we'll see. Something's got to give in game 2 against Nashville. But yeah, I am a little surprised that Charlotte and Miami ended 0-0.
I thought, the whole narrative about this team would be Miami would be unstoppable, and here they are with just 6 goals, guys, in the first 4 matches. I mean, granted, they rotated heavily against Charlotte, but the attack has not been what it needs to be. You're talking about Betarame coming in. Of course, you have Messi, but who else is going to score those goals? Allende? I mean, who else do you turn to score those goals if you're Miami?
I mean, you've got talent, though.
Yeah.
It's just got to, you have to step up. Here's the thing. I might get cooked for saying this. Miami's midfield is not as good as everybody says it is. It's not.
I agree.
I don't care if it's the one starting, because the one, Rodrigo de Paul, and I know he didn't travel this time, but like in general, even when he starts, I just don't like their midfield. I think it's very like hit or miss. When it works, then yeah, but that's what you brought him in to do. But it's working less than it should be. And so I don't know, man. I just feel like there's bits and pieces of that team. They'll go far. They may repeat just because they have Lionel Messi. But there are some fundamental issues with that team for sure.
Lionel Messi can't play defensive midfield. He can't play defense. So, I mean, you need more than that.
Can we also talk about Herman Berterame just not really doing much of anything?
At all?
He hasn't done anything. 4 games and nothing to show for it.
Did everyone put too much expectations on Miami, do you think? I feel like perhaps they did. Like,
I think
they were the team, right?
Have those expectations on them, man. Yeah. When you have Messi on your team, everyone's going to expect you to be competing for MLS Cup, competing for Concacaf Champions Cup, especially after what you had last season. Like, this Miami team went and then had arguably the best offseason of any team in MLS, bringing in Berterame, bringing in Dane St. Clair, reinforcing in key areas. And again, you still have Messi. And so the expectation is, okay, this team pushes the bar. And what's the next thing after MLS Cup? It's Concacaf Champions Cup.
Yeah.
And so it's reasonable to think that they're going to do better. But again, and I've said this before. I said this before the season started. Jordi Alba is a player that you cannot replace. That there is no Jordi Alba replacement in the world right now.
Yeah.
Okay. He created so many of your chances last season, not just because he's an exceptional left back, probably one of the best in the history of soccer, but because the connection that he had with Messi, the understanding, they knew where each other were at every time. And it was like a magnet for Jordi Alba to find Messi in the box or vice versa. And you don't get anywhere close to that with Reguilon. You don't get that anywhere close with that with anyone else on this Miami team.
Right.
And so I'm not even saying this like just to hate Miami or anything. This is a legit concern. Miami have not found a way to replace that chance creation. Until they do, they are not going to be able to reach that level that they had last season, and they're not going to be able to surpass it, because that was such a fundamental piece.
But you also have, too, like, you go back to the Berterame chat. I mean, you have Lionel Messi serving you the ball on a silver platter. You gotta step up and put it away at some point.
You gotta finish, yeah.
I mean, so I think what I'm gathering here is Joseph Martinez greater than Berterame. Because Joseph went down there for a season and had a pretty decent one. And I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you got a guy, literally the best in the world, that can play a ball into a flea's rear end and you can't figure it out. Like, come on, man. You got to do
two
better.
phrases I haven't heard.
Tyler's teaching us a bunch of these stuff today.
Yeah, I know.
On one.
Yeah, real quick, guys. Sorry, real quick. We still picking Miami out of the East right now? I think so. I just don't know.
To win?
I don't think
like,
so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I'm leaning towards Nashville.
Tyler, what do you think? You still have them coming out of the East? You have another team, or
if you say Atlanta, I swear to God.
Yeah.
What?
If you say Atlanta, I swear to God.
No. Well, we got a long way to go before I can have that
right. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Just something about New York City just sits right with me. And I know that's still like you put New York City up against Miami.
Yeah.
They're the underdog. But something about them, I feel like they are a team that can exploit Miami's defense because that defense is so just wild.
Yeah.
I would go with New York this moment after week 4. I would go with New York personally.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Anything real quick? Final thoughts on Miami before we jump to the next thing.
That's all I got.
Or any teams. That being said,
I mean that's all I got. I mean we got in Cincinnati, which is the one that I went to hit on that I didn't add it to our notes before the show, but thanks for bringing that up. So Portland giving up a goal in like the 90 plus 15th to Matty Bogusz. We didn't talk about that. Oh my word, that's incredible. RSL keeps winning. RSL has been impressive so far over 4 matches. Orlando getting that new coach bump with Martin Perelman stepping in interim for Oscar Pareja. So 1 win over Montreal won't change your season. At least you get a win. And Seattle beating San Jose. San Jose now their first loss in 2026. So I feel like that's the kind of the remainder of, I guess, the big storyline, guys, that came out of match day 4. I still can't get over, though, Matty Bogusz, that deep in stoppage time, 90 plus 15, guys, against Portland. Portland is snake bit. And I feel like, I don't want to dwell too much on it, but I feel like Phil Neville could be headed for the hot seat soon. But it's definitely another topic for another day.
I think we'll be talking about him more soon.
Yeah,
for sure.
I could see that.
All right. So we do have CCL to talk about, or I'm sorry, CCC, Triple C, Champions Cup.
Get it right.
I know, right? It's
wait, before we get into that, can I quickly, just a quick shout out? Josh Sargent debuted in MLS with Toronto in a 1-1 draw against Red Bull High School. And they were very close to winning it. And then, at the end, they just kind of let it slip. But he looked good in his minutes. I mean, I saw some very good movement from him. He was making the right runs. You already kind of see some of that chemistry building with just some of the players that Toronto have on that roster. Georgi Mihailovic, obviously, with Daniel Shalhoub, who's been on fire for Toronto so far. I think he's got 2 goals in the last 2 games, something like that. Again, kind of similar to James. He just had his first few minutes, didn't have much of an impact, but I do expect Sargent to make a sizable impact on this Toronto team. So we'll see where it goes from there. But it was a debut for him with Toronto.
Was it enough? Yeah, wasn't now just quickly 15 unbeaten for Red Bulls against TFC or something like that. Something
it's like some wild stat.
Wow.
Yeah. But subplot, not the subplot, but maybe a co-plot along with Josh Sargent, Michael Bradley returning to the team that he spent so many years with, won so many times with TFC. He comes out with a draw. So they play each other again later in the season. So I'm sure it's an emotional time for him, but I feel like that's kind of the big story overshadowing it along with Sargent. So
it was
didn't quite get there if you're TFC. You had it until stoppage time to Choupo-Moting scored, but
it was a sneaky good game as the opener. like for the weekend. You know, the 1-1 scoreline doesn't really do it justice. I actually thought it was a pretty fun one back and forth. For the most, we were sitting up in the press box watching it before the Atlanta game. I thought it was a pretty good game, but yeah, we continue to get these big names that are either coming to MLS or returning to MLS, and everything got kind of overshadowed with Josh Sargent. I think obviously we would definitely be talking about him more if there was more of a contribution, but what he did was, like you said, Henry, really good. It was a good, half hour or so.
Yep.
So, all right, we're going to jump to the Triple C, but I do want to give my semi-annual shout out to the Open Cup really quick, because it is that time where we are moving up into some of the best soccer you will watch in North America. And I freaking love it. And you look at some of these games over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
RIP South Georgia Tormenta, at least temporarily.
Yes.
Not going to be playing that opening match tomorrow, unfortunately. But if you look at some of these matches, and I'll just throw a couple out there that I feel like if you have time, you need to go watch. All right, we got Pittsburgh Riverhounds versus Steel City. A lot of these are going to be straight up derbies. That's why they're going to be so much fun. 7 o'clock tomorrow. Then you got, at the same time, Vermont Green, Portland Hearts of Pine. Go check out those kits, by the way. Those kits are fire.
Yeah.
Our good pal Michael Parkhurst and his Rhode Island versus Filense. Who else? We got Detroit City versus Michigan Rangers. Another big one, Indy 11 versus Des Moines.
Des Moines Menace.
Yeah, the Des Moines Menace.
Who will they have this year?
Yeah, I know, right? Which star-studded roster will show up?
Sasa question, by the way, ineligible to play in this round or any of the next rounds if he does come back to the red card in this last match.
Wow. Yeah.
So.
You also have our good friends Chattanooga FC, not Red Wolves, playing Kalanji Pro Profile, which is another very much regional derby. Who else? I got to hit
El Farolito, guys.
Yes,
El Farolito, which we've obviously know a lot about over the past few years. Yeah. Wow. Burrito FC.
Yeah, the Burritos. And Sacramento Republic, who go back a couple of years to the final against Orlando. That was the team. Sacramento has always been a really fun team to watch. But yeah, El Farolito, they are going to give them a run. Maybe to the bathroom.
I just love seeing these teams, man.
I know.
It's always awesome to see these guys compete. I hope they get to compete against like MLS teams and stuff like that. That'd be awesome.
Can I throw?
Yeah, by all means, throw out the ones that you guys are looking at.
Can I throw out Asheville City, Greenville Triumph? So Carolina Derby there. And just keeping going here. The Charlotte Independence is playing Carolina Core. It's a lot of teams that have dreams of going far in this tournament. So it's on YouTube. I feel like all matches are on YouTube. Some of it is going to be on Paramount Plus. Some of it's going to be on Golazo Network, CBS Sports. So it will be on CBS Sports Network, I think, as well. We can't cover every single match, of course, because there's so darn many. But yeah, Open Cup season, guys, it's fun.
But I'm telling you, if you do not watch much of the Open Cup, this round every year is one of the most fun rounds of soccer to watch. You should try to take in as much of this football as you can. It's so chaotic. The magic of the cup is definitely a thing. Yeah. You're going to see cup sets. You're going to see all that stuff. Like, go watch these matches. And then also try to fit in some Champions Cup. Because it's also going
at the same time.
Yeah.
So much soccer, guys.
Yeah. It's a busy time of year. So, all right, take us away. Y'all dive in.
Not Pleasant LA Galaxy stun, by the way. I don't. That's not. Mount Pleasant's not turning that.
It was not pleasant for Mount Pleasant.
It wasn't. It wasn't for various reasons, but I don't see that being turned around. Cruz Azul Monterrey. That's the lone Liga MX versus Liga MX matchup. So Tuesday night, 11 p.m. Guys, I want to focus on some of the bigger margins involving MLS sides. We talked about LA Galaxy. Feel like they're already through the quarterfinals, 1 foot in the quarterfinals already. I want to focus on Seattle, Vancouver. Seattle with a shocking upset, rather, of Vancouver at BC Place. This goes back to, guys, not Lumen Field, but one Spokane Stadium. Seattle will have to play because Lumen Field, of course, getting ready for the World Cup. So Seattle have a 3-0 lead, trying to hold on to that. I don't know about you guys. I wouldn't put it past the Whitecaps to score 3 goals on the road. I really wouldn't. And by the way, before we go on, the sight of Thomas Mueller in that small of a stadium, it's worth the price of admission. Like, that stadium is. I'm trying to look at how many. What's its capacity? But seeing him play in that stadium,
who might be able to tell you, because I think they're
5,000 capacity. 5,000 capacity.
Wow.
Thomas Mueller out there is going to be worth the price of admission. I don't think there will be an empty seat of the house. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think
Is that out of the question for Vancouver? Do you
don't count them out, dude?
I don't think so.
I think they're coming in hot with their momentum from the weekend. Don't count them out, man. They can do anything.
Did they score all of their goals against Minnesota?
I don't think so, man. I think
hopefully not.
Look, Jesper Sorensen knows how to manage these guys, and they're a group that's very committed and has a lot of buy-in and a lot of fight.
Yeah.
I think they're going to give it all, man, and they're gonna try to turn that result, and I think they absolutely can do it.
Yeah. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I think so too. I will say I think this ends on aggregate 4-3.
4-3. So you think
to who?
I got to go with my boy, Vancouver Mueller.
There you go.
I think they just go. But yes, this is a massive uphill battle. Like, let's not get it twisted. This is, I don't care who you are. This is still a lot for you to go do.
Yep.
I mean, like he's saying in the chat, like, this is a 5,000 capacity stadium. It's turf pitch. Like, there's some factors here that are going to be very interesting. But this Vancouver team, I don't know. I think it was right before we actually started the show and went live. We were talking about Vancouver possibly being better than LA at the moment. I mean, you cannot count them out. Can't do it. So yeah. I think they just go and dunk on Seattle.
Wouldn't surprise me. So you say 4-3. So they just need 3-0 to advance because of away goals. So do you think they add another one just for good measure?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. The other one, guys, that is a big deficit is Tigres versus Cincinnati. Like you mentioned Cincinnati earlier, they go in with a 3-0 lead on aggregate against Tigres up there in Nuevo Leon. So do we put it past Tigres to not, or do we put it past Tigres to overturn this deficit? I mean, this is a league
the Revs could score 6 goals.
I know. This is the Cincinnati team. Their confidence right now is shot after having 6 put on them by New England, a New England team, guys. They should have beaten. But then you have Tigres, who, yes, they're not that far up in the standings. They're 6. They've only scored 12 goals in 11 matches. So in the Clausura, or I'm sorry, 17 goals in 11 matches in the Clausura. So they're not the highest scoring team, but I don't know if it's out of the question, guys, to see Tigres overturn that deficit at home in Mexico. And you got to know, with Cincinnati going into that match against Tigres at Nuevo Leon, you have to think that's at the back of their minds. Oh my gosh, I hope we don't blow this. I hope we don't give this league back, especially with, again, what happened the other day against New England. So they have to overcome that kind of mental block, and we'll see if they can bring it home. An away goal, guys, would be massive, a massive relief for them. I think if they can nick an away goal early, that'd be big. I feel like that would essentially end the tie right then and there.
I've got nothing.
What do you guys think?
No, I've got nothing else really about that. It's a really good game, and I think it's good for Cincinnati that they have that advantage going into this game, considering what happened this weekend. It's going to be very important how they bounce back from it. or if they bounce back from it, because there needs to be a response from them to kind of course correct after what the start of the season has been so far.
Yeah,
I agree. And it's going to be an interesting kind of finale to this leg, right? Because that's the final one on Thursday. I think the one that I'm most intrigued about is actually this Miami-Nashville match. And normally I'm always trying to tune into the cross league matches, right? Like the MLS versus Liga MX or whatever. But though Nashville is going back to Florida for this one, I don't know what will happen on Twitter if Miami does end up getting knocked out of this tournament.
The Mascherano out tweets
Mascherano may not make it back to this house.
Yeah.
He may not make it back to this house.
Yeah. I am intrigued by this one. That one's Wednesday at 7. That's obviously why you didn't have Rodrigo de Paul or Messi up in Charlotte. Like they're giving them plenty of time to make sure they're all set and ready to go. So Nashville is going to have a massive uphill battle. But the fact that you still blanked them in the first leg, that gives you something to stand on. And you got Christian Espinoza putting people on skates, or I don't even know. That's not even like a big enough phrase for what he did. You've got guys up top for Nashville who they are incredibly dangerous, and they're working together really well. So if Miami doesn't show up to their stadium on their P's and Q's, Nashville could sneak away with one and piss off an entire state, except for the little bubble in Orlando.
That's all we need is one, guys. How does that inform BJ Callahan's tactical approach? I mean, do you go for it at the beginning and then just? I mean, you can't bunker against Miami, right? Because they're so lethal in the attack. They have so many weapons. But I mean, if you can nick one, you can keep it goalless, nick one late in the match, and have Miami under the gun, so to speak, because that's all you need. You come out of there with a 1-1 draw, it's over on away goals, right? So Miami, of course, can score more than one goal, of course, but I mean, you are in good shape if you nick an away goal and really force Miami out of whatever plans it had to come at you in front of a home crowd and maybe put it away in the first 30 minutes or so. So
Nashville just have to do what they've been doing, man, because they've been solid defensively. In the season, they've only allowed 2 goals, while being one of the most productive teams up top. I think they have like, what was it, like 8 goals for. They don't have to change that at all, because I think as long as you remain strong at the back and as long as you don't give anything away, I think Miami, in front of their home crowd, they're going to want to get on the scoreboard early. And they're going to come and look for the game. And that is where you could ultimately exploit these spaces and behind, and you could really kind of pull apart this Miami team, especially, as the minutes go by and they're not scoring and they're not winning, the frustration is going to start to build. You play off those emotions and you could force them into a really bad spot. So I think Nashville has to play to that strength that they have.
Yeah. And Harry saying down in the chat, I mean, it's incredibly accurate. You got to crowd out the middle against Miami and make them go wide, because going back to your point earlier, you don't have a super wide threat anymore. It's just not there for Miami. And so you're always going to try to get Lionel Messi the ball, and why not? And what is Messi's favorite spot to work in? It's in the middle of the pitch, just to the right, cutting inside, doing things with his left foot. He's dangerous anywhere, but the teams that have found success against Miami, it's been not allowing them to play through them. Miami's not going to go and press you super hard. So any mistake that you make in your own possession, giving the ball away in a dumb way, that's on you. That's on you. When it comes to Miami, you give them possession, you have to be careful, but you cannot let them play through the middle. You can't. And that's going to be the secret. So yeah, I mean, I think Nashville, honestly, I think they have the confidence to come out and try to take it to Miami to a degree, but they got to be careful not to overcommit. Settle in. If they can't snag something like really early, then I think they kind of need to settle in and feel it out a little bit, and let Mukhtar, let Espinosa, let these guys do their thing, and just be careful. Snag one and hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
But that's, of course, easier said than done down there in Miami, especially when you got Messi and friends. But this game is winnable for Nashville for sure. So be interesting.
So another interesting one is Alajuelense against LAFC Tuesday at 9. Both teams have a goal. Of course, Alajuelense has an away goal, so maybe a little bit interesting for LAFC. LAFC, of course, they have the firepower to get a win down at Alajuelense. So I don't know if I'm too worried about them, not being able to come out with this tie. What do you guys think?
Well,
are you not convinced?
Look, do I think they, on paper, they should have too much quality for Alajuelense? Sure. Absolutely. But that quality hasn't appeared in MLS play yet, which makes me concerned that maybe it doesn't show up in this game either.
I don't know.
It's the perfect game for them to kind of come out and make a statement and kind of show that they've still, that they're awake. But I don't know, man. You cannot sleep on Alajuelense. You cannot sleep on these, Central American teams, because they will give you a surprise. People will think that they don't have a chance at the beginning, and then they'll give you a very nasty surprise. So, LAFC cannot go into this game thinking that they have it, done and dusted, or that they've got to go and earn it and play and win for it.
I just quickly remember Ariana when Atlanta United was playing them in Champions League. What was Champions League a few years ago? And I think Ariana won 4-1 or something like that. Atlanta ended up turning the deficit at home, so it didn't matter. But yeah, to your point, Henry, you can't take Costa Rican teams or Central American teams for granted. Honduras, etc. So yeah,
I agree.
What do you think, Tyler?
No, I totally agree. I mean, to your point, I always look back at that Herediano series, and I think there was one more with Atlanta that was kind of wild.
Wasn't it also against Alajuelense?
I think so. In fact, you might be right.
Or y'all fact check it. But I agree. I think it's one of those where I don't care where you go down in Central America. You better be ready for I'm not going to, I know we're past 10 o'clock. I'm not going to say the word, but it's going to be a heck of an environment.
Yeah.
A cluster, as it were.
Yeah.
These are not easy places to play. And so in a lot of ways, you kind of hope when things get drawn and all that you go there first and get it out of the way and just hold on and see what you can do. Then you come back home and it's definitely more in your favor. But the fans, they're going to get into it. And I know, I'll jump back to Cincinnati and Tigres. That's one where Cincy has handled the business, and they're going to have to handle it again and not take anything for granted. But I just feel like with this one, with LA, this is the kind of stuff that Son thrives on.
Yeah.
And not that I think he needs to kickstart anything, because he's still been a part of this team being successful. He's just not getting anything on the stat sheet for it necessarily. I think this is the one where he just breaks loose.
So here's another one. Club America versus Philly, Wednesday, 9 p.m. I have serious bets. Yeah.
Move on.
Moving on.
We might not make it back home.
Moving on. No chance for Philly. The last one that we haven't touched on yet is kind of a wild card, Toluca versus San Diego in Toluca. So that's 3-2. San Diego getting a 3-2 win. Here's the thing, though. Ingvartsen is going to be out to the red card. Duat is going to be out to the red card.
Oh, those are two really big ones.
Toluca have 2 away goals in this one, so they could, if they get a 1-0 win, it's over, I believe. So they don't need much of their attack to win this one. So I think that's a tricky one. I really think it is for San Diego. And as I'm sitting here right now, I just don't know if San Diego, and this is no disrespect to San Diego at all. This is a tremendous team, guys. We've seen what they've been able to do this year. We've seen what they've been able to do last year. I just don't see it. I think Toluca, especially given the absence of Ingvartsen, the absence of Dua, and those 2 away goals, I think Toluca, this is not out of the question for them at all to turn this deficit and move on to the quarterfinals. And I think Toluca will ultimately do it.
I'm with you, man. At home, it's not a hard result to get. You literally, a 1-0 win will do it because of the away goals. The missing pieces that San Diego is going to have. I mean, Marcus Ingvartsen is an important loss in the attack for San Diego. He's got, I think it's 3 goals, 2 assists in 4 games. Highly productive in MLS, not in Concacaf Champions Cup, but but I mean, he's still an important piece for them. Dua's arguably one of the best young center backs in the league. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Toluca here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I agree. I think had you not had the missing pieces, it would be a different story potentially. And even then, it's still going to be tough. I understand you're going in with the advantage, but that's not much of an advantage. So, yeah, I got to give it to Toluca. I will say, though, that's probably, besides the Miami-Nashville one, that's probably the game to watch. I mean, LA, Alabama says that's going to be good. You got to watch Thomas Mueller. But I just feel like from a totally neutral standpoint, I feel like Toluca, San Diego, like there's just – it's more interesting with the numbers at this point.
Yeah.
So, but these are all good matches, man. You really don't have a bad one. I mean, look, Club America, I feel like is going to absolutely stomp.
Yeah, that's
so maybe
over.
If you wanted to pick one that you don't have to like pay attention to, you could probably pick that one. But the rest of these are really, really good. So,
absolutely.
Lots of fun this week. Lots of soccer to pay attention to. Again, you'll go check out the Open Cup. That's always an absolute hoot, as it were.
Yeah.
So many storylines there. Watch Champions Cup. Then we got week 5 coming up this weekend, and then MLS goes, well, the world goes on an international break, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. Yep. Do we want to talk about matches to watch?
Yes.
Indeed. Yeah. Do we want to just do like 10 seconds each? What is our match to watch?
I mean, you just do it like we normally do. Just throw it out there. Give us your ideas.
Vancouver, San Jose, Saturday 10:30 is mine.
James in Minnesota versus Seattle, 2:30 Sunday.
It's always James. You're just going to keep going with James.
I will continue. I don't care.
New York, St. Louis. I think just for all the reasons I've mentioned before, New York is playing really good soccer, but I think St. Louis is one of those sneaky teams that's going to
New England.
Yeah, I was like, they don't play each other.
Bro, I'm tripping. I am tripping. I have jumped too far ahead. I apologize.
He's in the drunk uncle
the international break.
Yeah.
So there's your match to watch. Just don't pay attention to me. Whatever. Go watch the Atlanta match this weekend.
Rematch of the wooden spoon final.
I know. Exciting times.
No, my match to watch is going to be El Farolito and Sacramento Republic for sure. All right, guys. Y'all definitely make sure you check on scarvesandspikes.com for all of your Atlanta United content and lots of other MLS content on there as well. U.S. men's national team, women's national team, U.S. soccer as a whole. Patreon.com/scarvesandspikes gets you into our Discord, gets you lots of benefits as well. Starts at just $5 a month. It's not much. And we have a pretty hopping Discord over there. It's a lot of fun. So definitely go jump in there. We also have some really cool merch over on the shop. There is a meme that has kind of taken loose in the Atlanta area a little bit, at least amongst some of the discords, that Young Henry has made, and it is now plastered on a t-shirt. So go check that out for Thomas the Tank Engine. What else am I missing?
Social media.
All the social media. Yeah. Scarves and Spikes everywhere. Scarves, the letter N, Spikes on X/Twitter. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube because it does help us out a ton. We truly, truly appreciate it. And then, yeah, I am ATL Pilgrim on all the socials.
And on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Sorry, Henry.
That too.
Okay. I'm at HA Higita on Twitter and Blue Sky, at HA Higita. Wow. At HA_Higita on Instagram.
SH Writes on X, SH Writes on Blue Sky, SH.Soccer, Instagram, and Threads.
And we will see y'all on Wednesday for our normal Atlanta show.
Peace out.
Peace.
See ya.
No music.
Oh, no. There it goes. I'm telling you, though, Sacramento Republic, El Farolito, that's going to be the match.
For sure, for sure.
Watch. I don't know how in the world I ended up in April, though.
Yeah. Were you checking on like the MLS website?
I was. Well, for that, I was.
Okay, because sometimes when you do it, for some reason, I've had it happen to me too. Like sometimes it will just like advance you or like throw you back for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I understand what happened there.
Vancouver, San Jose. There you go.
Yes, absolutely. The German derby.
Yeah. Mueller versus
2 German legends. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd call Werner a legend, but
Mueller, 1 German legend.
1.5 legends.
And then we got to watch Cincy and Montreal on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to think about that game.
That's the drunk uncle game of the week.
NYCFC Miami could be good.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Copa Tejas, Dallas and Houston. I forgot.
Oh,
completely missed that.
Could be a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
Too much soccer to keep up with this week.
Dude, I know. And then we have an international break in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
Debut of the new kits.
Yeah.